Stand up. Yeah. Hey. Stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city tired, man, they can't stand us. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the key, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Taxation without representation. Tryna save the city before we save the nation. Every month another bill, another situation. People barely living, tired of frustration. Lights high, water high, rent high too. Whole hood stressed, what we supposed to do? Mama crying, daddy working overtime. Still can't win, man, this world out of line. But we ain't backing down. Tell the whole town gather round. If you hear me, say it loud. Stand up, put your hands up. Whole city tired, man, they can't stand up. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up, put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the kid, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Hands up, like Mike Brown. Pain in the streets, got the city pipe down. Young boy lost, trying to find their way. Need real men, standing up today. If you a leader, then lay it right now. Don't wait till the whole thing burn down. Church folks, hood folks, come together. Real change only happen when we move together. Stand up for the north side. Stand up for the south side. Stand up for the east side. Stand up for the west side. Everybody say stand up. Hey. Stand up. Stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city tired, man, they can't stand us. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the kid, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Alexandria, we still here. Stand up.
11 years old.
I'm 12 years old.
And I'm 14. We believe that blacks are not equal to whites, and when the time comes, God will demand us to kill all Jews.
Oh, I thought they were going to say, and together we are the Causettes.
Let me tell you, Benjamin Franklin said, those who seek temporary security rather than basic liberty deserve need. Brothers have to understand that. Those who seek temporary security rather than basic liberty deserves neither. I'm demanding reparations. That's all I can see now. That's the answer for our people. And this document tells you why the man owes you reparations. Here, honey, you want reparations? Take it. This is reparations. This is how you've been injured. This is how you've been destroyed. You was changed from an African into a Negro. That you've been damaged, injured you, took your name, took your color. I don't have my pretty black color right now. No, I want an afro. I can't even wear one. The man done messed it up. You understand? Or maybe you don't. Maybe, I know your name is Jones or Johnson or Williams, huh? And you know darn well that you have no business with English names. You don't think that's an injury. That's where your consciousness, then he killed your consciousness. You gotta charge him for that too.
Well, all right. Welcome to tonight's show. Share this out. You know what to do. Like it. Do the thing that we normally do. Want to welcome everybody in. We do have guests coming in. So a little housekeeping. All right. Mind your manners. All right. And take your shoes off at the door. Make sure you're wearing socks. If you're not, we will put you at Brother Greg. As you can see, Brother Gregory Scott has announced that he is now running for the councilman at large seat, looking to replace longtime incumbent Jim Villard. That's right. We got some skin in the game, folks. We got some motherfucking skin in the game, folks. Miss Tasha, thank you for joining us. Please, by all means, share this out. This one is gonna be one that you're not gonna miss. Listen, I know the deal. I know how y'all like to wait to watch us the next day, or you watch us on the way to work. This ain't one of those shows. You're gonna want to be tuned in and tapped in with us this evening. All right, I promise you. Justice for Nolan Wells. Free Carmelo. Rest in peace, Tyron. You know, the National Guard, America's National Guard, shot and killed an American citizen on American soil. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Think about where we're at in this point in history. And think about what it's going to take for us to even get halfway on the right trajectory. Some people think it can't be done. Some people simply think that we can't turn this ship around. We're just going to have to scrub the whole thing and start back over. Right? And that's kind of what midterms are, from what I understand, right? Midterms are our chance, America's chance, scrub the board and start back over. Right? But man, oh man, do we got some scrubbing to do. And it's unfortunate for incumbents like Jim Bullard and look, today I found out that Jock Roy hasn't even announced that he's actually going to be running. Who knew that? He hasn't formally announced that he's running. Now, Gary Johnson has, right? And we all know why. Because I don't know why. I don't know why he's deciding to run. And I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not even going to go into that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right? I know there are people watching from other platforms, and I appreciate you guys doing so. Sheesh. Man, you would think that some of this stuff is made up. You really would. But Brother Gregory Scott and hold on, I got something. I got something up my sleeve. You won't believe. Homie, you just won't believe. Now, hold on. There we go. All right. Gary Clark, my bad. Gary Johnson. I said Gary Johnson. I meant Gary Clark. Gary Clark is running, and we know why. All right. Hold on. Let me cut this down. Let me add this to the mix. You won't believe. Oh, you won't believe. You won't believe what I've seen. Let me fix this. My. Check this out.
Announcing my candidacy for mayor of the city of Alexandria. We need to give an investment for our young people so that they will not have to leave Alexandria to better themselves. We produce brilliant minds in Alexandria. Our Rocky Square Fair school system has educated many people, and we produce hundreds of millions of doctors and lawyers and engineers, but unfortunately, they have to go elsewhere for an opportunity. We need to work on keeping that local talent here. Now, the city owns its own utility system, and yet too many of our people open up that bill every month and they don't know what they're going to get. They're having to decide whether or not they're going to pay this utility bill or pay for medicine or pay for food. As a mayor, lowering utility bills would be a priority. Running our utility system efficiently, transparently, and for the benefit of the people who pay for it. Now, no family should be priced out of their hometown, and no business should look at our utility rates and decide to locate elsewhere. So lower utility bills and real growth go hand in hand, and Alexandria needs both. And it's about trust. The people of Alexandria deserve a mayor that is open, honest, and accountable, willing to talk to our neighbors across the water, willing to talk to our neighbors down the street, willing to not have to be the smartest person in the room, someone who is open to ideas that aren't his. So I want to make it perfectly clear, I know that I'm not the smartest person in the room, and if I were the smartest person in the room, I think I need to change rooms. So, but being open and transparent and willing to listen to others is very, very important. I want to stress that I am not a politician. I'm a public servant, and there's a big difference. I want to stress that. I don't believe in the backyard, the back hall deals. I believe in transparency and letting people know what's going on with the tax dollars. And I'm wanting to be mayor for all of Alexandria, not black or white, not north or south, not for the old neighborhoods or the new neighborhoods, all of Alexandria. Because the truth is, our futures are tied together. If one part of the city struggles, we all struggle. But if we all work together, we can all rise. My father's generation fought to open doors. My generation is charged with making sure there's something behind that door and keeping that door open for others to walk through. I need you to talk me up because this is not going to be easy. The kitchen sink is going to be thrown at me and us to keep from winning. And I want to stress, this is not about me. It's about us. I liken myself to the turtle on the fence post. He didn't get there by himself. So it's time for us to start the next chapter. We need to build Alexandria that our children have to live, lead, to find their future. So thank you. God bless you, and God bless the city of Alexandria.
Again, let's hear it for Malcolm Loverday. Mayor, Alexandria 2026. Malcolm Loverday, Mayor.
So today, I'm announcing my candidacy.
I'm trying to tell you, folks. Oh, hold on. It's him. It's him. Look, hold on. Let me bring it down a little bit. It's him. It's Malcolm Loverday, y'all. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming on and taking a little minute to kind of talk to us. We just saw your excellent presentation. Totally appreciate you putting yourself in this race for everybody. And not everybody in the everybody sense, but you understand that you have to fix what's broken in order for everything to work. And so I appreciate that. So Mr. Laverdane, thank you for coming on the show and sitting with us for a minute. Did you have anything you wanted to say? I got you for a couple minutes. Is there anything that you wanted to share? Oh, you might not hear me yet. Oh, he can't hear me. Well, we got him on, folks. We got him on. We're gonna let him get his technical difficulties together real quick. Hold on. Oh, oops. Can you hear me, Malcolm? Oh, he's not loaded in all the way. Hold on, I'll take him down real quick. Yeah. That's big tough stuff right there. That's big tough stuff. Kind of segued. We segued from the presentation today, and he popped up on the screen right when the presentation. Because like I timed that. I didn't time that at all.
Hey, tell him to call back in.
Okay. Can one of y'all inbox him for me and let him know? Because I think he's having some difficulties.
Let's see.
That is dope. That's like a magic trick. I pulled that off. Man. There he goes.
Hey.
There he goes. There we got him.
All right. What's going on, y'all?
Oh, man.
Hello, sir. How are you? How's everything going?
Wow. Today has been an interesting day.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. But it's like I said today, it's not about me. It's about us. So
Yeah. It's way overdue. It's way overdue. It's definitely way overdue.
So
Because there's so much potential, and we've always said it on the show, that there's so much potential in Alexandria. It's like a little tiny jewel that needs to be washed off, when they're looking for when they're looking for the diamonds.
Mhm.
So it's that one that has been cracked open, but it hasn't been cleaned off yet completely. So you can see where
There's
the
a
diamond
lot of
is.
unrealized potential in this city.
Yes, exactly.
And it's my goal to realize.
Exactly.
But, before we even get to that part, we got a bunch of campaigning to do. And I have to go out there and reintroduce myself to the people as Malcolm mayoral candidate. So I just got a bunch of work to do before we can start getting to the other business. And I'm ready for that work.
Well,
Exactly.
I definitely like
So
this made my day.
But it's been interesting, y'all. It's been interesting. It's crazy how we got here because initially I was just content being considered as a mayoral candidate. I didn't think I would be one. So, but thing happens, and I think there's a saying that you start making plans, and then the Lord does what He wants to do. So here we are.
Yeah. You had a plan, but he has another plan.
Yeah. I thought my plan was going to be a little different. I was going to be city councilman for a couple of terms, and and that'd be it. But I'm looking forward to this challenge. And people have been saying they won't change, and yeah, it's easy to say you won't change, but are people really willing to put forth the effort? And I'm seeing that people really are willing to put forth the effort. So I was pleasantly surprised today. We set up chairs for 50 people, and we bought food for 50 people. And I thought it was going to be a stretch for that many, given the time at 4:00. Most folk are at work or getting off work. But we cracked over 100 people.
Oh.
And ran out of food.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just really relieved and overwhelmed because, public speaking is not difficult for me. But when you think of the gravity of what you're saying and what you're doing, that's where my nerves kind of got the best of me because, being mayor is not a job I take lightly. People are counting on you to make their lives better. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, are you?
So how have y'all been, man?
Can you hear me? He can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Mom. He can hear you. He can't hear me.
Hello.
I can hear him too.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
No, y'all got to talk because he
Hello.
can't hear me. Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Okay, hold on.
Hello.
Shamir, can you talk? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you
Okay.
can you tell him that you can hear me and let him know?
I can hear we can hear Tavares, but you can't hear him, Mr. Malcolm.
Yeah. Okay. Who's this?
Shamir.
I thought so. I didn't want to assume. All right. Good to see you.
Good to see
See
you.
you. So yeah, I don't know what to do because
Tavares, you have to go back and can you go
No,
back
just
on
go ahead
it?
and can you ask him a few questions? Your bias, KT. So
Yeah.
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 There
Miss
you go.
Shamir, how have you been doing?
I'm okay, Mr. Malcolm. I'm taking it day by day.
How's
Truly.
your family? How's your family dealing with
Um,
Mr. Ray Sherm?
yeah, it's rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's
life is
rough.
life.
I'm trying to get back in my norm, you know.
Life is life, and so
See, look at that. That's some hating stuff. Now, how he get off?
Now, listen. I don't know what just happened. I don't know why he couldn't hear me, but he can hear y'all. And why is KT? Look, everybody's just. Look, where's Miss Alita at? I mean, really, folks. Nah, I'm fired.
Dang.
Y'all
It's
fired.
not just the Malcolm off.
Yeah, it knocked him off.
He
Yeah,
gonna
it
come back.
knocked him off.
And he was just giving me some advice, man. Ain't that some hating stuff?
Nah, ain't no hate stuff. You know what? I'm gonna have to start feeding you information because you don't know how to look for it. I'm gonna have to start giving you AI tools.
Mm-mm. First of all, I was doing something, and
It
Mr.
wouldn't
Lita
matter
on
what
here
you was
too.
doing
Mr. Lita on here too, and you ain't talking to her.
because she's not even here.
Then where she at? She right there. I see her.
She's literally not even, and she asked them couple questions, got her answers, and moved on with her whole entire life.
Well, it's not my fault. You had the technical difficulties, not
It's
me.
not my technical difficulty. Listen, you know what? That's okay.
What happened? Everything all right?
No, we lost Malcolm, but it wasn't no help because he couldn't hear me. He could hear y'all, and y'all could hear me. So I was trying to get y'all to communicate with him. You know what I'm saying?
And we just started
And
talking.
look, and
So mind you,
nobody was around to help.
mind you, we just started talking, and he got kicked off. So stop that hating.
I said what I said.
And you said wrong.
I said what I said. He's still
No.
here, but he's not here. So I think he's gonna.
Here. You just.
I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna take him down until he pop back up. But I want to thank Mr. Malcolm for coming by. I really do. And I only had him for about 15 minutes, so we got our 15 minutes.
You wrong for that.
There he goes. There he go. Get him. Get
You are
him.
wrong for that.
Hold on, there he goes.
all right. I just I can hear you guys.
All right, my bad.
He hating. But
Listen,
no, Mr. Malcolm, what were you saying? I was telling my we just we taking it day by day.
I understand.
Nothing easy.
Life is
Nothing
life,
easy at
and
all.
life is life, and baby. But just
Yes, sir.
understand, we're not here forever. We're all passing through.
Yeah.
And Sherman did what he needed to do, and he's now with the ancestors. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
just make sure his children are looked after during this transition,
Yes, sir.
and his mom and sisters. So,
Yes.
but you guys will make it. Life. None of us is exempt from death, baby. We all got to deal with it. So, anyway,
Yes.
so what you guys been hearing lately? Any
man,
good
let me tell
news?
you something. First off,
Mhm.
we were sad, right? We were going through a moment of almost grief, right? Because it looked bleak. It did. And then the little birdie came out and whispered something in our ear. We were like, yeah, sounds good. Maybe, maybe not. Right? And then like the official announcement happened. I was like, well then there you go. There you go. And just like with Brother Gregory Scott, who announced that he's going to be running for the at-large position, we got some skin in the game. And that's how I opened the show tonight, by announcing that we have skin in this game now.
Oh, plenty of skin, brother.
So at first, we were upset, but you came along, and Brother Greg came along, and there's so many other things that I know that you guys pay attention to that we pay attention to. I guess that's where our paths cross, because we see the same things. And so, what do you think? What do you think about Jock not formally announcing, or Mayor Roy not formally announcing that he's actually running?
Tavares, I'm not worried about what any other candidate is or is not going to do. I'm focusing on my race.
Amen.
And so you do whatever you feel you need to do. Godspeed to us all. But just be prepared to work, because I'm going to make you work.
You going to make it work. Yeah.
So whatever any other candidate wants to do, that's their business. We're going to run the issues. We're going to run them with integrity. I'm not into mudslinging. If that's what you want to do, well, you're on your own on that one. But I'm out here to win every vote one person at a time, and that's what I'm focusing on.
I wish you could see these comments. You've gotten the best response I've seen. Like on KLAB, I like to look at the reactions. Man, there are people are 110%. It was like maybe 2 detractors, but they were insignificant. The overwhelming amount. Look, even in our chat, there's an overwhelming amount of support. So you know that the one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. We're behind you, and we appreciate you for all the work that you've done.
Well, today, brother, I let the people know that I am not a politician. I'm a public servant. There's a difference.
There's a big difference.
And if you don't have any haters in this world, you ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing it right.
So bring on the haters. I'm going to just keep pushing along, me and my team, and we're gonna finish strong. We've started strong. We're gonna stay strong, and we're gonna finish strong.
Amen. We got Brother Nat up here. Brother Nat,
what's going on, man?
Brother Nat, how are you doing, sir? Doing well. Doing well.
Right. Hey, I want to say to the people that's listening, if they want change, they just can't sit idle and just expect change to come without work.
Yep.
They have to be the ones to volunteer. They have to be the ones to push for change. They have to tell people about you. They have to help put out signs. Because you just can't do an eye and genie and twinkle your nose and say I'll be mayor. You can't do that. Yeah. It's going to have to take people to help you, and that's what the people need to understand. It's more than just you. It's the people also that have to work behind the word change. You see, so I think if they really want change, we'll all come on one agreement and make change happen as a whole. That's what I think should happen.
I agree with you.
Listen, y'all. Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah, so I'm all for it, brother. We do need some change in the city. So right now, I'm just trying to build some coalitions and inspire the people to vote. I get why a lot of our people do not vote, because nothing changes in certain parts of the city. 1, 2, 3, and 4 have looked fairly consistent for the last 30, 40 years. I get it. So it's my job to motivate people to get out there and push that button. And then once we're there, work like all hell to make change. And I've tried from the council side, but the mayor handles day-to-day operations. We pass resolutions, and it's up on him to enforce them and enact them. And sometimes our vision is not his vision. So rather than continue being in my seat and passing resolutions, and ordinances that I feel aren't being followed the way I would like for them to be followed and enacted, why not be the mayor?
Why
Why
not?
not?
You know
Why
what I'm
not be the
saying?
mayor?
Why
Why not
not?
be the mayor? Why not be the mayor? So, and also, this next meeting, we will be discussing the unhomed and what we can do to deal with that. So that's a very complex issue, but I look forward to discussing it with my colleagues and see what can be done to remedy that problem. A lot of it's due to chemical dependency and mental health. So I just don't know
Yeah, and
what.
they feel like they can write people off because of that, and that's
Yeah,
unacceptable to me. Because
so
the homeless coalition is not the only thing that's available. I was doing research, and there was another place I scrolled upon. I can't. It's called Sinla something. It's like these women. They just got a busy award, with Crest
mhm,
Industries, with
mhm.
them. So I know I seen a post, but I can't remember what it was. But they're supposed to house the homeless too, along with the Salvation Army. So there are a few places.
Your
It's not just,
resources.
yeah, there are a few, so we can't get the same excuse from all of them.
Well, and really, I've I know a little about the unhomed issue. Candidly, I know a little bit, but a lot of them I hear they just don't want to go to the shelters. That's what I've been told. So I want to really explore that and
Yeah, I've been
see
told
why.
that too. I've been told
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
But that's
Absolutely.
different
Some of
than
the
actually
shelters charge.
asking them why. Because hold on, I'm sorry, Nat. Because that's the number one excuse they say about the Salvation Army. Oh, they don't want to follow rules. Yeah, some of them. But what about the ones that actually do want to follow the rules?
And you
Yeah.
know what? Go ahead on that before. Go ahead and say what you have to say, Nat, because I want to say something to that.
Some of those places charge those people to come there. But if I'm homeless and ain't got no job, how am I give you some money?
Exactly.
I guess you got to get a
Exactly.
check. A check from the
Yeah, I
state.
think
But the state cutting everything. So I mean,
Yeah, so it's a complex issue. It's
it is
really a
very much
complex
so.
issue, and resources we normally relied upon aren't available.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't have all the answers, y'all. I don't have all the
yeah,
answers.
you're
I
not
I know
supposed to.
some of the rules, some of these rules they have for these organizations are very strict, and because of that, that is another reason why. And it's not that people don't want to abide by the rules; they're just overwhelmingly too strict for a lot of people who are not used to that. Certain things they don't mind doing. Following some certain rules they do. They don't have a problem with. But some of these rules, just listening to some of the things that they're required, and it can be overwhelming for someone who's unhomed. You understand what I'm saying? Especially
I
ones who have
understand.
mental issues going on. Sometimes that stuff can be very overwhelming for them. So that's
Well,
something, I mean, you can't change how the organization is set up, but at least, if we're trying to help somebody, why would we put things in place to keep them from being able to use the resources that you claim you have for them? I
well,
mean,
like I said, it's time for a discussion. I want to listen. I want to
yeah.
listen to some people. So we're gonna do what we can. So, but yeah.
Well, Malcolm, look, I
Hmm.
know I know it's been a busy day.
It's been a
I
really
don't want
busy
to
day.
hold you. I
Yeah.
do want to save. I want to save some of my time bank with you for other stuff that's going to be coming up during the campaign because I do
Yeah.
want you to realize that you have our full support, and we're very very proud of you, and we thank you for
I
stepping up.
appreciate that. I appreciate receiving that vote of confidence from you guys. It matters, and I truly appreciate and I'm thankful. So,
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
hey, this is just the beginning. I'll take that, but this is just the beginning. So, and it's not like I said, it's not me, it's us.
Is
So,
us.
all
Yeah.
right.
That seems like a great campaign slogan.
Yeah.
Hey, let's,
I like that.
I hear you.
Yeah, I
All
like
right,
it.
y'all. Well, look, I'm going to give me a little rest, and you guys continue having a great show and keep doing what you do in the community. And we will definitely circle back soon.
All right,
Yeah.
but
Good
Thank
thank
you.
night,
you.
Good
y'all.
night. Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Now, wasn't that cool? That's the coolest thing that happened. That's the
Yes,
coolest.
sir. That was
You see what I
very
did there?
cool.
You see what I did there?
Yes, sir. You did a very good job. I'm gonna pat you on the back when I see you on the
Don't
top of your head.
touch me. Do not touch me when you see me.
Okay. 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 What's gonna happen if I do? What's gonna happen if I do?
Not a. Oh well. Okay. Listen. If you want to tempt fate like that, go for it.
I'm not afraid of you.
You don't have to be afraid of me. It's fate.
Okay. All right. All right. You know we done tussled a couple times already, so you know I'm not afraid of you.
And Tavares, this will be your last time trying to check me in front of the future mayor because you had technical issues and I was busy doing
Listen.
something.
First off and
So
foremost,
that's what I'm
it
saying.
wasn't my technical issue. Okay.
Ooh. Wait a minute. What's going on? Did I miss something? I did walk down the hallway.
Absolutely walked away from the phone.
I did. I walked down the hallway.
I felt abandoned. I did. I'm like, how dare these people that I give my life to abandon me while I'm on the phone with the future mayor?
And what's crazy is he couldn't hear, obviously, that me and Mr. Malcolm was, I don't know what you was doing, but me and Mr. Malcolm had already moved on and were conversing.
Oh, conversing?
So
Is
you
that
owe me an
something you added
apology.
to your lexicon? Conversing?
To her vocabulary?
You extended your vocabulary?
Oh, is that the coach teasing?
No, I'm not teasing you. No.
Is that what you
You
is
know
that
what?
hating?
You know what? Hold up. I'm mad at you.
Uh-huh.
I'm mad at you. I'm
Everybody
mad.
now. Everybody's
Why?
mad.
What I
I'm
do?
mad at you because you missed our first Monday. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Well, let's do it again.
Okay.
Let's
We'll
redo
do
it.
it next on August the 1st. The first Monday.
Man, there's so much stuff that I want to tell y'all. There's so many things that I want to cover with y'all. I have no idea where to start. The sad part.
That was a good start having Mr. Malcolm, though.
Yeah.
You get kudos for that. Let me bake you some cookies. Get you some cookies.
We'll
Good
get him
job.
some milk and cookies.
Yeah.
Milk
What
it.
kind of cookies you like? Chocolate chip?
You want a Marlboro with that?
A Marlboro?
Marlboro.
Where do Marlboros and cookies go together? That's insanity.
Oh my God, that sounds nasty.
If they jump you, we can't help you. Look at this. Look at this.
What? So he gonna leave you out to dry. He gonna leave you out there.
That's cold work, boy. See, look, Greg. Look what I did, Greg. Let me show you something. I had pre-planned for you being on the show, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and put his logo up at the top because this show is sponsored by Gregory Scott for Councilman at Large.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, no, not anymore. Not anymore.
You gonna take it down? You gonna take it down? Hey, so Mr. Scott, can you get on the phone? I mean, ask him, can you get on the stage?
I wanted to do his on the next show. So
okay, you want to catch on the next show?
The next show.
Okay.
I hadn't even told him yet, but golly,
damn, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
There video footage today of Mr. We can run that back.
Yeah, it's a video.
We can run that back.
So, Mr. Scott, you need to be available on the next show so that we can get you up there.
Available. Yeah, listen, he's here now. I wish. I mean, people just can't let stuff slide. They just want to be everywhere and everything. They want to have all the look at this. Look at it. Look at what he put on the screen. Look at it.
We're gonna have to get the future. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? They already started.
Oh, hold up.
Look, that's that show she'll be watching in the background while she's not paying no attention to us. Hold on, I gotta edit.
My point exactly. I've been said that. Now you fuss at your mama.
What happened now? What happened?
That's what you be watching when you don't be watching us while you on the show.
You're dead wrong, sir.
Candidacy for mayor of the city of Alexandria. So today I'm announcing my candidacy for mayor of the city of Alexandria. We need to give an investment for our young people so that they will not have to leave Alexandria to better themselves. We produce brilliant minds in Alexandria. Our Rocky-Scared school system has educated many people, and we produce hundreds of millions of doctors and lawyers and engineers, but unfortunately, they have to go elsewhere for an opportunity. We need to work on keeping that local talent here. Now, the city owns its own utility system, and yet too many of our people open up that bill every month, and they don't know what they're going to get. They're having to decide whether or not they're going to pay this utility bill or pay for medicine or pay for food. As mayor, lowering utility bills would be a priority. Running our utility system efficiently, transparently, and for the benefit of the people who pay for it. Now, no family should be priced out of their hometown, and no business should look at our utility rates and decide to locate elsewhere. So lower utility bills and real growth go hand in hand, and Alexandria needs both. And it's about trust. The people of Alexandria deserve a mayor that is open, honest, and accountable, willing to talk to our neighbors across the water, willing to talk to our neighbors down the street, willing to not have to be the smartest person in the room, someone who is open to ideas that aren't his. So I want to make it perfectly clear. I know that I'm not the smartest person in the room, and if I were the smartest person in the room, I think I need to change rooms. So, but being open and transparent and willing to listen to others is very, very important. I want to stress that I am not a politician. I'm a public servant. There's a big difference. I want to stress that. I don't believe in the backyard, the back hall deals. I believe in transparency and letting people know what's going on with their tax dollars. And I'm willing to be mayor for all of Alexandria, not black or white, not north or south, not for the old neighborhoods or the new neighborhoods, all of Alexandria. Because the truth is, our futures are tied together. If one part of the city struggles, we all struggle. But if we all work together, we can all rise. My father's generation fought to open doors. My generation is charged with making sure there's something behind that door and keeping that door open for others to walk through. I need you to talk me up because this is not going to be easy. The kitchen sink is going to be thrown at me and us to keep from winning. And I want to stress, this is not about me. It's about us. I liken myself to the turtle on the fence post. He didn't get there by himself. So it's time for us to start the next chapter. We need to build Alexandria that our children have to leave to find their future. So thank you. God bless you. And God bless the city of Alexandria.
Come on with it, Mr. Laverdale. I'm going to have to save that clip. Well, we saved it for you. And man, like, I know this is kind of like a thing for us, right? Make sure you're hitting the like and the share button too. Make sure you're subscribing to us on YouTube. We're bringing you exclusive news. We have real live candidates that are here in real time. And, people that are a part of, and this is the other main thing that I'm overly excited about. The fact that we might not have to close up shop in November. we might not have to close up shop after all. We got a chance to stay on the board. We got a chance for a season 59 of the Can We Be Frank show. After 59 seasons, we can do season 60. And we'll have Mr. Malcolm Larverdane on. By then, he'll be the Mayor Larverdane. And we'll have Councilman at Large Gregory Scott up here. Look, watch this. We'll have Councilman for the Council Lady for District 2, Miss Linda Bell up here. Hell, the whole damn the 3 of the council members. You know, Brother Jules is gonna come on if we ask him to. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine. No, I don't think we can have them on at the same time. I think that's illegal. We'd have to look into the rules on that. But, you know, we're almost there, folks. We're almost there. I'm just glad, like I said, I'm glad that there's a potential where we don't have to close up shop. It was looking bleak. Ain't gonna lie. It was looking real bleak. It was looking bleak. We thought we were gonna have to shut the show down. We was like, oh man, we really love doing this show. But if these people go out there and they vote for John Roy and let him back in office again, we're out. No, I'm just playing. But that's essentially what it was gonna be. Because like at this point, there's nothing more we can say. Literally nothing more we can say. So, you know, we got some skin in the game. Like I said, we got some skin in the game. That's important. We got YSKT back on the board. You know what I'm saying? I found a group that was dedicated to Send All Complaints 625, right? I found that group that I grew. Hold on, it's thundering out here. Is it thundering where y'all is at?
We had a storm earlier. Our lights went out earlier, but not now.
Well, if I up and disappear off the panel, y'all know what happened. The lights went out because it's cats and dogs out here. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't even know where else to go with this. Cause at this point, it's only up from here. Now, I do want to get into a little Carmelo, right? Because today, whether you guys know it or not, today there was an update. Now, mind you, there's so many updates, late breaking updates, that I was still doing research probably like an hour ago. So to break everything down is literally impossible because there's documents been released, but I can't give you guys the semi-circle rundown. Let me see if I can share my screen. Also, we know about you guys might notice that we don't constantly report crimes that happen in Alexandria. There are plenty other outlets that do that. Almost too much they do that. So we try to provide you with information that is not readily available. That information on shootings and crimes and all that stuff that you can always all you have to do is go down your page and you're going to be able to see it. Yeah. I'm gonna get to that part. So let me see if I can pull this up. So me and AI have this great relationship, right? And I've trained the AI to give me the information that I need. Oh man, I don't think I can do it. Hold on. I gotta pull this out. And then I gotta do this. Oh, I can't even do it like that. Dang. All right. Hold on. Oh, well, maybe I ought to do it like this. Entire screen. There we go. Woo! Shit. All right. Can everybody see my screen, Mr. Leader? Mr. Mayor?
We see several screens.
You see an infinity screens.
Yeah. What about it?
Can you see that text on there?
Yeah, it's tiny, but yeah, okay.
All right. So today, Carmelo's super defense team dropped the recusal. This is the recusal the request for recusal from the judge that presided over the trial. Right? And I told him that I fed it the information and I said, this is an update. It said, this is a massive development in the Carmelo Anthony case. The defense team, led by Russell Wilson II, along with Michael Ware, Gary Bledsoe, Brooke Cluse, Sean Dardia, and Justin Moore, is moving fast to try to secure a new trial by completely pulling Judge Roach off the post-trial proceedings. Filing a verified motion to recuse against the presiding judge right after a high-profile conviction is a major legal chess move. And here's the breakdown of exactly what the defense is arguing and why they say Judge Roach can no longer be a neutral arbiter. The media tour and vouching for the verdict. So they talk about how after the verdict is read, Judge Roach goes on this media tour and he's saying how well of an oiled machine this was. He says the primary trigger for this motion is the televised interview of Judge Roach granted to WFAA TV that aired around June 11th, 2026, as well as statements to Fox News. The defense points out that while the case is still actively pending post-trial motions, Judge Roach went on TV and explicitly endorsed the jury's guilty verdict, stating, yeah, they did. And when asked if the jury got it right and calling Carmelo a nice young man who committed a crime. The defense argues that the judge cannot impartially rule on a motion for a new trial if he has already publicly declared the verdict to be correct outside the courtroom. Is that a win or is that a win? That's a dub, because he did in fact get on TV and he did in fact vouch for this being the correct outcome. He said the jury got it right. So how can they move an appeal through this judge who thinks that the jury got it right and said that Carmelo's guilty, but he's still a good boy? Defending contested rulings. All right. During the trial, the defense fiercely contested the courtroom access limits, no cameras, restricted public seating, and the dismissal of 3 African-American prospective jurors during the voir dire. In his media appearance, Judge Roach explicitly defended these actions, stating that he followed the law to a T and that he struck the balance pretty well regarding media and public seating. The motion notes that the defense's contemporaneous motion for new trial is based heavily on recent Dallas and Houston appellate rulings like Stricker versus State and Hernandez versus State, which held that closing jury selections due to space constraints violates the constitutional rights to a public trial. Because Judge Roach has already committed to his narrative in the press, the defense argues he cannot objectively evaluate whether his own space restrictions warrant a new trial. The gag order asymmetry. One of the most striking arguments in the motion highlights the sheer asymmetry of the court's rules. Back on July 28th, 2025, Judge Roach issued a strict gag order silencing the defense, the state, witnesses, and court staff on the explicit premise that extrajudicial statements pose an imminent and irreparable harm to a fair trial. The defense argues that the judge legally bound everyone else to absolute silence, only to step in front of the cameras himself to shape the public narrative while he still held power to alter the case's outcome. Number 4, the official thank you letter. The defense also targets a public letter John Roach published on the official Collin County government website on June 17, 2026. In the letter, he praised multiple county agencies and declared the trial a well-oiled machine, and stated that everyone involved contributed, ensuring that the process was conducted fairly. The defense claims that publicly memorializing the trial as a success and pronouncing it fair signals to a reasonable observer that he considers the matter closed, rendering him unfit to neutrally review the impending appeals. So it goes into a little bit about what happens next, right? So because this motion was verified and filed under Texas Rules of Civil Procedures 18A and 18B, Judge Roach has 3 business days to do one of 2 things: recuse himself voluntarily or refer the motion to Judge Ray Willis, the presiding judge of the First Administrative Judicial Region. So a completely different neutral judge can be assigned to hear and determine the recusal. That's what's happening. So then today we find out that there was unofficial backroom deals that were made prior to the trial even taking place. It was a gentleman's agreement between the defense and the prosecution. So when people ask, why didn't Carmelo take the stand for himself? Here is the answer. It was a part of the gentleman's agreement. And I'm not going to get into the details of it. I'm really not, because it's sickening. It really is. But it's sickening enough to warrant a violation of Carmelo's constitutional rights. And that's a fact, Jack. All right? So that being said, it's still free Melo. Still free Melo. I believe that Melo will be free. I know he will. So again, I did want to share with you guys. So in my own spare time over the last 15 months, I've been tracking this case heavily. I've teamed up with some brilliant people that are both lay and in the profession of law. And I got to tell you, in the TikTok world, all right, let me say this. What you see on Facebook is just a small snippet of the things that take place on TikTok. And it's a small snapshot of what I do when I'm not on Facebook and I'm on TikTok. I engage in debating about this case. I've done a lot. And I've been well abreast of this case. Today is the first day that I can honestly say that I'm slipping, because I don't things are still coming out like at this very moment. My crew is still breaking stuff down. So hopefully on the next show I'll have a segment where we can talk about Melo. And we can get more information that I gather. But one thing that I do know for a fact, and this is going to come out eventually, I don't know who's going to say it, but I do want to be the first person to go on record and say this. When you go to Collin County's website and you go and you look for the evidence, that all the information, the pictures and the video files, all that you can find from this trial that they've made available, and you can go in and download these files, and each file has something called metadata, right? And I want to explain what metadata is real quick. Hold on. Let me get the meta. Metadata is simply described as data about data. It is the underlying information describes, explains, locates, or makes it easier to retrieve, use, or manage a piece of data. Instead of showing the primary content itself, like the text of a document or the actual audio or recording, metadata provides the contextual blueprint behind it. Common examples is a digital photo. The image itself is the data. The metadata is the hidden file information showing where it was taken, showing when it was taken, what camera or phone model was used, the file size, and the GPS coordinates of where the photo was captured. In emails, the body of the email is the data. The metadata includes the sender's IP address, the routing path, the email took through the servers, and the exact timestamp it was sent, and the recipient list, right? Legal and court records. The actual text of a motion or transcript is the core data. The metadata includes things like envelope ID and the exact date and timestamp of the filing, and the electronic signature validation and the identity of the clerk who processed it, right? That's metadata. Well, I dug around in the metadata of the videos of the surveillance, right? Hold on. I got you guys.
This boy, AI detective. Look at him.
Oh, this ain't no AI, baby. Look, my friend Life in Motion. Shout out Life in Motion. My friend Life in Motion actually went through the trouble of what he did. Okay, so you know how they were releasing all of the footage and stuff, right? So when they released the footage, what he did was go through the trouble of synchronizing all of the film. And he synchronized some inconspicuous parts of it. Let me pull this up real quick because I'm explaining too much. It's all very interesting. And I want you guys to see it for yourself. That way, when Carmelo comes home and he's free, it won't be no questions why. You'll know for a fact that he deserves to be free, because this was, in fact, a miscarriage of justice. This was a miscarriage of justice in the worst kind, because honestly, I feel like when we get into the details of that backroom deal, I feel like that they put him at such a disadvantage. It wasn't even funny. It wasn't even funny. They violated him. Hold on, let me share my screen. Thank you guys for staying tuned. There is no audio, so there's not like I got to show you audio. Well, let me take this stuff off the screen so you guys can actually see. So what he's done is he's synced up the timestamps as best he could, right? And there's some things I want you guys to pay attention to that are happening. I think this video is how long is this video? Like 15 minutes long. Oh, my bad. It's 5 minutes long. Right? And I want to point out some things. Does anybody realize that half of that stadium is different from the other half of the stadium? This looks like a much brighter day. This looks like overcast, right? You're going to see some people milling about on the field, if you will. You see those people over there? See these people right here? All these people are milling about, right? And, oh, man, I hope you can. Is it a way to, hold on. You know what I'll do? I'll wait. So in a few minutes, you're going to see some people running around this track. And because these cameras are synced up to the same date and time, we should see these people run around this track, come out the other side, and continue running, right? Because it's synced up, and this is the same day. We're looking at this date, we're looking at this date. These are both the same. We're looking at this time, we're looking at this time. These times ain't nothing but about 2 seconds off. They might be a second off. And there's a reason for that. Right? So looking at this for yourself, you're like, this is evidence they submitted. I'm going to tell you about the metadata in just a second. So metadata is what's included inside the file. When you click on properties, or if you have like a metadata app or something where you can slide the file into it and it'll tell you the metadata. When I looked at the metadata for this, I was shocked. And more so shocked, I was appalled. That's right, folks. I get appalled. And in my appellation, I realized that this is the prosecution's video that they used to convict Carmelo, right? The issue with the metadata is they used an open source freeware called OBS. Now, OBS is something that we used to use on this show. And I just thought it was too busy, right? Because it's quite simply is just it. This is a straightforward show. The format that we use now is perfect for what we do, right? But I experimented in OBS, and I might still have it. I know Mom still has it on her computer. But OBS is a third-party source. It's not the industry standard. It doesn't. There was no reason for surveillance footage to be ran through a third-party system, right? So because this footage was ran through that third-party system, that tainted the original footage itself. Because it is my assertion that that's why these timestamps are trash. That's why I feel that these aren't even the same dates. These ain't even the same date. If you can look right here, right? Look at this side of the screen. Now compare that to that side of the screen. Mind you, these cameras are right next to each other. This looks like a whole different time of day. And in just a few minutes, you're going to be able to tell why. You're going to see some stuff that's going to be like, damn, what the hell? And it's going to be like, hey, I told you so. This boy was railroaded by a system that was determined to find him guilty. Carmelo's guilt was already a pre-done deal before the trial even started. And it had nothing to do with the jury. It had nothing to do with the jury. So what I'm waiting for is these people to come running around this corner right here. That's what I'm waiting for. You see people milling about. See that person right there? You see these people over here, right? You see the people on the field. Look, that person's on the field. It's surveillance video. Oh, hold on. Did I miss it? I did miss it. So I want to zoom in like right here. I want to zoom in right here. But what's happening right here is people are literally walking into this line and disappearing. They're literally walking into this line and not coming out the other side. And it's happening on both sides. This is clearly not the surveillance footage. It doesn't sync up. Oh, there it goes. You see these people right here? You see these people walking or running right here? Here they go. Here they go. They should pop out the other side. And no, they don't even come out. They never come out the other side. We've been tricked. We've been tricked. This kid was railroaded and we were bamboozled. We were bamboozled. Let me run that back for y'all. Hold on. It was somewhere in here. Oh, there they go. Boom. All right. Hold on. These people are running, and another universe. Mind you, we're still looking at the same timestamps from two different angles. Those people should have popped out the other side and continued running. Right? Said the clip on the left is 2 minutes faster. The clip on the left is no, they're synced up. They're synced up. These are seconds right here. So this is 29:30. That's 29 that just hit 30. That's 32. So they're like 2 seconds off. But either way it goes, those people should have popped out within 2 to 3 seconds and started running around the track. The video's been doctored. And I proved that by looking at the metadata. When I looked at the metadata, I realized that they used OBS. And OBS is, like I said, a third party. It's a third party platform thing. It's an app, or it's a program, open source, where you can program it yourself. And you may ask yourself, well, why would they run it through OBS? I had the same question. Then I dug around a little bit more. And guess what I found out? I found out that OBS allows you to add a timestamp. You can customize a timestamp to add to your videos. So if they edited these videos with OBS, that's a fact. And then the timestamps are matching. That's a fact. But they're two different pieces of 2 different days. Absolutely. There is no way that that's possible. Yes, reminds me of the Kendrick Johnson footage at the gym at the school. Exactly. And some of the reason that I got so deeply involved in this case is simply because it took me by surprise. I didn't know what to expect once I started engaging. I didn't know whether Carmelo was guilty or innocent, right? And all my friends that I was working with, or that I still work with, we walked into this case with an open mind, and we started looking at self-defense, penal codes, and all this 93.1 and 9.32. Like we really dug in. Got into Texas House Bill 1935 because they said it was a knife. Right? They said it was a knife. So they didn't tell us how long the knife was. Now, mind you, we didn't know what the knife looked like until the trial. Nobody said how long it was or nothing till the trial. So a whole year goes by and we're going over the law, just the law itself, right? And whatever side that this trial pops out on, we were going to be, as long as it was done by the law. Well, we found out that the knife was 3.5 inches. According to Texas law, any knife under 5.5 inches is not location restricted. It's a legal knife to carry. It's not even considered a weapon. It's considered a tool in the state of Texas, right? So once we found out it was 3.5 inches, we was like, great. And then we heard the officer get up there. We didn't hear him, but we read where the officer got up there and said, it's a tool. It's a multi-tool with a light and a glass breaker and some other stuff on there. Right? So we were good with that. I mean, the whole trial, we just knew there were some arguments that we had made over the last year that the defense did not make. And we were a little bothered by that. We were a little unsettled by that because we had debated this case ad nauseum. We really, like I said, we really dug in. We know what we're talking about when it comes to this case. So to couple all that together and just to find out that he got railroaded, and not only did he get railroaded, he got stumble pumped. They tried to do him in. They did as much as they could, right? Only to find out that the judge, that the prosecution, and damn near that the defense were all pretty much, I feel, I'm not going to say we're in cahoots, but this goes back to that gentleman's, gentleman's, what do you call this? What do they call it? The gentleman's agreement between the prosecution and the defense. So the terms of the gentleman's agreement was both sides essentially agreed to keep the trial strictly focused on the immediate facts of the confrontation at the Frisco track meet. What was excluded was the prosecution agreed not to bring up certain bad character or prior extraneous act evidence regarding Carmelo. In exchange, the defense would not introduce specific negative background or character evidence regarding the victim, Austin Metcalf. The goal of such an agreement is to typically to keep the trial clean and avoid distracting character assassination battles and shorten the proceedings. Because it was unofficial and handled off the record, it relied entirely on mutual trust between the attorneys. Then it talks about the final day trap. According to the 63-page motion for a new trial, the prosecution waited until the absolute final day of testimony to shift their stance on the scope of this agreement. When the time came for the defense to decide whether Carmelo would take the stand to explain his side of the self-defense claim, the state's prosecution asserted a critical caveat. They argued that the off-the-record agreement would no longer apply if Carmelo testified. They maintained that by taking the stand, Carmelo would open the door to character cross-examination, meaning they would feel free to hit him with the highly damaging extraneous act evidence they had previously agreed to withhold. Why the new defense says it violates his rights. Carmelo's new appellate team argues the sudden pivot on the final day forced the young defendant into an unconstitutional dilemma. It effectively forced Carmelo to choose between exercising his constitutional right to testify or remaining silent to avoid a barrage of highly prejudicial, unvetted character evidence. Undermining self-defense. Because a self-defense claim heavily relies on the defendant's personal perception of fear and danger in the moment, preventing him from speaking safely to the jury, crippled his ability to establish his state of mind. The defense is now using this breakdown to argue that relying on an off-the-record agreement allowed the prosecution to create a procedural trap, rendering the trial fundamentally unfair and necessitating a brand new trial under a different judge. They set him up. The prosecution, they made an agreement with the defense. And at the last moment, they gave Carmelo 10 minutes to decide whether or not he was going to take the stand. 10 minutes is all the kid had. And it's still a child. 10 minutes is all he had to decide whether or not he was going to take the stand. Now, if he would have took the stand, they were going to make claims that were unsubstantiated, neither provable. They were just going to launch a barrage of lies against Carmelo if Carmelo got up there and slightly impeached and made Austin Metcalf look like what he really was, which was a bully. Now, in the court documents, some of those negative things that they were talking about, Carmelo could testify to, or that could be brought up, was the fact that Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf were both troublemakers. And they had been tied to some racist allegations at that school and with other students. And then they were going to have to talk about the cheerleader who wrote the letter, who got cursed out at Canes. They were at a restaurant after a game they had lost, and she expressed she's a cheerleader for Memorial High. And she said, oh, damn, whatever it was, she was saying how they had lost and it sucked. Well, Austin came over there and cursed and called her all kind of fat bitches and all kind of shit. And that explains a lot. It speaks to his character. They didn't want the world to see Austin for what he was. And that's the reason for this gentleman's deal. And that's also the reason why they reneged on it. And believe you me, if you hear me telling you about this case, it's all facts. Some speculation, but the only speculation I have is the speculation after the fact. But as far as everything leading up to this trial, all facts. Now, Carmelo did defend himself. This is a textbook case of self-defense. In Texas, a person has no duty to retreat. Oh, and we have a perfect example of that because of the young lady that shot the man in the parking lot at Walmart in Florida, which is another stand your ground state. Right? And to add to everything else, they established that guy wasn't such a good guy. Right? And you'll notice that they're trying to, like certain stories they're trying to bury. Once they find out that the guy wasn't a good guy, he wasn't such a great guy. He had a lot of threatening ass allegations against him. Hold on, let me see if I got that paperwork too. I typically like to keep the paperwork. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Oh, wait a minute. Because you know what I could do? I know what I could do. Because y'all got to follow me. Listen, if y'all are not following the Can We Be Frank Show fan page, get on Facebook and look for the Can We Be Frank Show fan page and follow us. If you're not following me on TikTok, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know. Y'all might look at me a lot different if y'all see me on TikTok. I'll be cutting up. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be cutting up. Let me see. What can I share? I can share this. Hold on. I'm gonna put the video up. Just a second. And look, I'm taking questions. So if anybody has any questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the chat. I do have a lot of the answers. But I did want to start bringing Carmelo's story over to you guys because I know that a lot of times we're too inundated with other stuff to even, and it's happening. It's happening around us. And I don't want people to be out the loop on this case. But Jeff Metcalf is the father of Austin and Hunter. You might know him from his racist rant the other week after the case was over. But this is him again. Check this out.
I just had my shoulder completely replaced.
Oh, wow.
And, last year I had 4 torn rotator cuff tendons and torn bicep tendon and a torn labrum.
Oh, wow. You've been through some stuff.
Well, that was from jiu-jitsu. And,
okay.
And the person who tore my shoulder, which is funny, the person who tore my shoulder the first time was Austin.
Austin was the one that ripped his daddy's shoulder out of the socket. He's claiming it's jiu-jitsu. I don't believe so. I believe that those people were deathly afraid of their kids. I believe those young gentlemen were out of control. Out of control. I couldn't imagine, like, he had to have him in a submission move. He had to have him in a submission move. And the dad must have been tapping. Or you know what? That might have been the way they handled issues. Let's go in the backyard and, let's have a jiu-jitsu match. Because those boys were trained in jiu-jitsu. Right? So that might have been their way of handling family issues. And Jeff got his ass whooped. It's gotta suck. That's gotta suck. Getting your ass whooped by your kids. But I am taking questions. Did anybody, Miss Shamira, do you have any questions? Miss Lita, you got questions?
No.
Okay. I just don't know how far down the rabbit hole y'all want to go with 30 minutes.
Okay. Can we talk about that other subject matter? Young man named Nolan, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on.
And there's a young man, that's missing right now, I believe, in Alexandria.
Jacoby. Yeah, Jacoby, he's missing as well. Like, I don't know what's going on, but this we got to do something. Our kids, man. Hold on.
Validity.
This young man named Nolan Wells, that happened in Mississippi. I thought it happened in Florida, but it was in Mississippi.
Yes, Mississippi.
Okay. So when I was going through the story, this young lady who's actually talking about the story a lot, it reminded me of, and you guys have probably heard me talk about it a long time ago, the Jason Smith story that we covered, where I had an opportunity to speak to the mother. I interviewed the mother, the sister, the uncle, the father, me and the father, me, Brian, and the father, that is, had a long-standing relationship trying to get some information, on how this, we were doing our own investigative work on it. And he was in the company of all white boys when he was found drowned in a lake that they weren't supposed to be in. And the lies that were told, we have the police report, we have his autopsy, we have all that stuff, and everything did not pan out correctly. And this is me. You can't always tell your kids who they, because they find their friends on their own. It's not anything to have to do with you. But we have to look at when our kids find themselves being driven to be around a whole bunch of white kids. And I think we've been very silent. We think, oh, our kids are supposed to hang out with what they want to, but you can't, in some places, you cannot have your child being the only black child around a bunch of white kids all the time. That is not a flex. That is not a flex at all. Well, my child is all around and I want him to be interacting with other children. That's bull crap. Okay. Some things you got to pay attention to. I know you guys know about the story of the black woman who went to a grown-up pajama party, did not come home. She was the only black person in the room. Stop hanging around with all these white folks. Okay. If you're the only one in the group that's black, that's not a comfortable place to be. I don't see how you can be comfortable. I don't get that, but that's just my little soapbox. I would not encourage my son to hang around with a whole bunch of white folks and ain't he the only black person there. I'm not doing that. And I'm not going to condone it. And if he tells me, well, all my friends are white, well, you know what? You need to find some more friends, because that's where we at now. This is where we're at right now when it comes to every parent that lives in these bougie communities and got these highfalutin, they got it all. I'm not knocking what they doing, but you want your child to act like the other kids that don't look like them. You need to be paying attention. That goes for little girls too. Goes for little girls too. You guys need to be paying attention to, and then you ask your child, why don't you want to hang around your own race? Because there's got to be something that makes them feel like they can't connect with their own race of children. Of people. Something is kicking in them that's not, why you want to get away from your own people. And we see what keeps happening over and over again when we allow our kids to hang around all white kids. Now, we know that wouldn't happen with all black kids because we don't raise our children to be that way. So there's no flex that your child, you want to brag, well, my child doesn't have any black friends. And you bragging about that. That's nothing to brag about at all. I'm sorry. To me, it sounds dangerous for your child. It's not a flex. I don't care where you live at. I don't care what you have materialistically. It's not a flex that your children don't have people that look like them as friends. And they don't hang out with them and have a good time without hurting each other. Okay, I'm off my soapbox, so go ahead. Hello, where'd you go?
I'm here. I don't know where he
I
went.
don't know where he went. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, so, you think about this. Young man, he was going on 9. He hadn't even made 19 yet. And let me say something else. This is just me. I'm coming from a mother's perspective. We teach our children that they're grown when they still have teens behind their name. Their age. To me, you're not grown. I don't care what you do. You're not grown yet. You're 19. Oh, he's a man. No, he's not a man at 19. A man's brain does not fully develop, I think, to the age of 25 or 35. I can't remember which one it is. So some of the decision, I'm not saying all men or young men don't have a knows how to make good decisions. I'm
And
saying
plus,
on
either
average.
way, like you said, teen,
Huh?
19. I said, either way, like you said, teen. You said
Yeah,
he was 19, so he was still a
he
teenager.
was still a teen. That goes for girls too. That doesn't make
Just
you
because
grown.
he just started college, he's what?
Yeah, he had just started college. I think he was at
Yeah.
community college. Yeah.
He's
He
still a
played
child.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play
He was
football.
playing football for them.
Now,
He's
there's some things like give me just a second. Go ahead, keep talking.
so when we look at that, we have to start changing how we're doing our children. We it's like we just put our kids out to the wolves. Just let anybody. We don't pay attention to. We think, like, oh, that's his friend. That's his friend.
Miss
Oh,
Talita,
Tyler is his friend.
they got
No.
rid of curfews,
Uh-huh.
like there's no value,
That's right.
anymore. Like, and then the whole social media thing is so much freedom. There's no
Yes.
monitoring,
Yeah.
and I know he was 19, but I'm saying before he turned 19, I'm talking about kids
Yeah,
just
he
in
hadn't turned
general.
19 yet. He hadn't
Like you
turned
got to
19.
monitor your children,
Yes.
still
Yes.
before the world get to them, and it's easy these days.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You 100% correct. And we have to pay attention to that. We have to definitely pay attention to how, how we think it's all right for our kids to, hang out with everybody and anybody. Well, that's his friends. Well, he's going over to Jordan's house and hang out with Jordan and Jay. No, he's not. Is any other black kids at Jordan and Jay's house? No, well, it's mostly white kids. Well, no, he's not going. I said no. You're not going unless there's other black kids around you. If there's not, you're not going. Because now I'm worried that you're not going to come back home and everybody will lie about it and cover it up.
Now I
No.
will say this, Miss Alita. Now you do have accidents with black kids too
Yes.
when they playing with guns and stuff like that. But
Yes.
in this situation, I'm gonna be real. It seems like when a lot of black people get around a lot of white people when it's around water.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? What's
Yes.
up with that? Why y'all keep if you know you can't swim for one, even if you can swim, you know that Murdoch case, you know, when the son had drove that boat and hit them rocks and all that, people died. You know,
Yes.
that young lady had died. So it's
Yes.
not always about if you can swim. You know, it's
Exactly.
about who you around and who you
Who
surround
you're
yourself
around.
with.
That's right. That's right.
You
That's
know?
right. The problem with Jason Smith problem was Jason Smith had a phobia of water. He had a phobia of water because his mom said he saw they were getting ready to take a bath and his cousin drowned in the tub while everybody was there and Jason saw him. So he had a big phobia of getting in water. So there's no way he would have told them to put him in a boat and take him out in the middle of a small lake and just, and he swim back. He couldn't swim. He didn't like water. And
I
that came from every family member I spoke to, I interviewed, that he did not like water.
I
And
think
everybody who was in the house with him was white. He wasn't even at his own house. He was at one of the boys' houses. And they
Who
were
was that?
all
Who was
white.
Jason Smith? You said Jason Smith?
Okay, so Jason Smith, he was murdered back in 2011. It was a story we came upon on YouTube. We was me and Brian was doing some small investigative work, reporting. And we came upon this story. So we started contacting the family. We talked to the dad. We got real close with the dad. And so we start like doing his story. We actually did his story. And his story was done by other people too. But we brought it to KTTP, to Keeping It Connected. That's what it was at the time. And we also had him on my blog talk show. And I got a chance to talk to his mom because the mom and dad were separated. But I got a chance to talk to the mom. I talked to the brother. I talked to the sister. At the time, they were staying with the father at the time when all this happened in Eros, a little small town out of Ruston, outside of Ruston, called Eros, Louisiana. And it's a majority white town with some black folks. They had, they were separated by the railroad track. That old 1960 stuff and 50 stuff scenario. And he went on this. He was supposed to be going to summer school, and I think it was a day he skipped. Instead of getting on the bus to go to summer school, he went with his white friends. So that day that he went with his white friends, well, he asked to go. He got on the bus to go, but he didn't get on the bus. So the bus driver lied, and the bus driver lied, told him that they took him to school, which they didn't. He was never on the bus. It was just like one thing after another, that it was not adding up. So he wound up over to these boys' house, and these two boys, talking about they put him in a boat. Now, the family who owned the lake said that the boat didn't belong to them. They don't know where the boat came from because they didn't own the boat. They just owned the lake, and they weren't supposed to be back in that lake. So a pond, it was actually a pond. So they got on the boat, and from one of the little boys, at the time, these were little boys. One was 15 and one was 14. One was the same age as Jason. Jason was 14 at the time. And so he said they started rocking the boat or something, and the boat flipped over. Well, with Jason flipping over on the boat, he panicked and fell in the water. And so he was trying to, flare his arms back and forth. And one of the little boys was trying to save him, but he said he got tired. He couldn't catch him. Well, for one thing, if we keep trying to tell you, he did not like water. He would have never got on that boat on his own. There was no way. So what we found out was they had beat him up in the house and then put him in the boat and took him out in the water. Because when they pulled him out the water, his uncle saw him. His uncle said Jason had that soft curly hair, long, pretty curly hair. I'm just saying it like that. And his hair was like somebody had pulled on it. He had bruises all over his face, his arms, because it showed it on his autopsy page, his picture. I mean, he was bruised up real bad. So they had jumped him in the house and put him in a boat and put him out there. The thing is, I don't know if they knew he could not swim or not, but he couldn't swim and he had a phobia of water. So putting him in water didn't make any sense. And prior to that, he was already starting getting scared because he called a young lady, a friend of his that had a car, and told her to come pick him up. She never got a chance to come pick him up. So she missed out picking him up. And he wound up, they found his body 8 o'clock. So there's a 911 call, which I have, that this family, somebody called in. I don't know who calls it in, but told them there was a body in a pond. Now, these two young boys who was involved, after they he wound up in the water, they went home, didn't tell nobody, went home, changed their clothes, and was sitting down watching TV when one of the other boys' mother came home and told him the other boy had to leave because he was going to go to a party. They still hadn't told anybody that there was a body in the water. They didn't tell them until another family got involved.
Well, wait a minute. Just stop.
Oh, you found it.
Now, mind you, this is like Inception level shit, right? Because you're watching the Can We Be Frank show. Watch the Can We Be Frank show. Yeah.
There's black side and white side. Maybe it's changed down through the years, but that's how it was described to me. At this time, and I'm going to read the story so you guys can hear it again, hopefully without the echo. Oh, you know what I forgot? I've got to go over to the chat. I apologize, you guys. Let me put that in there. Okay. So I wanted to say, so 14-year-old young man, Jason Smith is his name. And he was doing summer school. So he was supposed to be doing summertime. He wanted to play football from the story that was told to me. He wanted to play football. So he had to get his grades up. So in the process of getting his grades up, he wound up being put in summer school. So this day he was supposed to get on the bus. His uncle at the time, because he lived with his uncle, his brother, and his sister, and his father. And his uncle was supposed to make sure that he got up every day, because at the time the father was not, he was out of town. He had went to California. So he was to make sure the young man got up and went to school, got on the bus, whatever, right? So from what I understand, he did get up, he did get dressed, he did have his uniform on, and he had his backpack, and he was supposed to be getting on the bus. That's where everything changes. And that's where the story goes to where it's at. And we're going to go ahead and read from the information I got. Now, I have videos from YouTube. YouTube kind of dinged me the last time when I played the video because I actually had music. So the video that you will be seeing tonight will not have any music in it. And it also will show you in this video some of the stuff that I have on paper, but I don't have it on paper in the sense that, hold up.
Who was producing your shows back then?
Sorry for that. I got disrupted just quick there. My dogs think it's all right for them to just open up and just push through my office. Anyway, so we're going to talk about it. So the evidence that I said I have, like the paperwork and stuff, some of the paperwork, not all of it, you're going to see it in this video. Now, let me say something too. Let me forewarn you guys too. Some of this might be a little graphic. Okay. And if you feel uncomfortable watching the video when we watch it, feel free to not look at it. But I do want you guys to get the gist of the story. This is not no sensationalizing. This is not me making money off of anything. It's nothing like this. This was a story. Me and Brian Coleman, Dr. Bowles, Mary Neal was another lady that was on here. She was out of Maryland. I forgot what the other doctor name was. We were all working just like I do with my group. This was another whole group we had, and that was back in the day that we sat down and we went over cases like this all the time. So we have an opportunity. We talked with Bruce Smith. I think I played some of that last time. I'm going to try to play it again. Hopefully you guys don't hear the echo. We're going to talk about that. We're going to hear from Bruce himself, which is the father, which is the one that we were communicating with. We're going to find out my personal conversation with the mother. They were not together. Okay, I do know the mother and him was not together. He was in Louisiana. She had already they've been separated and divorced, and she was in Mississippi. So I talked to the daughter, I talked to the uncle, I talked to family. So a lot of the information that I'm telling you is it's not hearsay, it's literally from the mouths of the family. Okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to read to you the story again so you guys can understand. And if you're in the chat, please, you guys, if you're over on Universal Collective Network and you're in the chat, let me know what you can and cannot hear. If there's an echo, let me know. I pulled out everything and I just left one thing hooked up. So I want to make sure we don't have an echo here. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go over let me make sure you guys can see it. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Okay. So to tell you how old this is, you guys, I wrote this blog and I had totally forgot about it till I started going back and researching all the information I had that I can remember that I had. Well, I wrote this back in 2012. As a matter of fact, October 21st of 2012. He passed away June 11th. This is around the time that we found out this information. As of today, this is his 14th anniversary of him being gone. He would be 29 years old right now if he was still here. So we're going to talk about this. And it's a very good story. And I'm going to try to probably bring some more of the stories that we covered that we, had a grasp and talked to family and found out some things. Okay. So bear with me. Monday, June 6, 2011, Jason Smith, a 14-year-old African-American teen, was supposed to be on his way to school. What happened next would lead to his death. The following event that took place would change the lives of everyone involved and leave some questions yet to be answered. Jason woke up that morning, got dressed in a pair of khakis, his leather Converse sneakers, a blue or white polo shirt, and his navy colored bubble jacket. Let us not forget his backpack. He spoke with his half slept or sleeping uncle, letting him know he was about to go to school. In a sleepy haze, his uncle nodded his head of approval and never realizing that he would not see Jason alive again. The bus was supposed to pick Jason up that morning, right in front of the house. We don't know how Jason wound up over on the other side of town at the Sutton and King's residence, 4 miles away from his neighborhood and 28 miles from Jonesboro Junior High, which that's where he was going. He was attending there, like I said, summer school, so that he could play football that year. He wanted to get his grades up so that he could play football. There was said that a phone call was made by Jason while he was over at the residence of Ronald King, who was 17, to a family friend, and on the voicemail message, Jason sounded frightened or nervous. This same family friend is supposed to have been the transportation Jason used to go to Sutton House. So obviously, Jason did not get on the bus, so he wound up going over to Clayton's house. The little boy name is Clayton Sutton. Wound up over at his house, right? Kids are mischievous. They're going to do what they're going to do, unless you check behind them, right? Now, let's keep in mind also, Jason had a learning disability. Okay. And some of his classes were special, what we consider special ed classes. So not all his classes were regular classes. Okay. All we know was that Jason was stopped to get on. He was supposed to. I can't. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta have my glasses because I'm sitting here trying to look at this like I can see everything. My eyes done got cold, and I can't see like I used to. Let's see.
Okay, hold on. So, what I will do,
we can finish this at another time.
Yeah, I want to start dedicating segments of the show when we're not talking about local stuff. This has been, I see where I get it from now. This definitely has been 14 years in the making. And I tell you, I went off the deep end, and I understand because I was a part of this case as well. I helped out with it. And so, I mean, these injustices, I mean, and we're not even talking about other cases we've covered. And these are heartbreaking stories. Yeah, I don't even understand, right? But what I can tell you is all three of the cases we just discussed this evening, Carmelo, Nolan, and Jason, right? All three very promising young black men, football stars, and all had their lives altered or ended at the hands of white folks. So it's not going to be whether or not these people are guilty or innocent. Carmelo's completely innocent. Those boys, Clayton Sutton, they're completely guilty. But we're looking at a justice system that prosecutes you according to your skin color. Kendrick Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, you name it, they prosecute you according to your, or adversely, they won't prosecute you based on your skin color. Now, Kendrick Johnson and Jason Smith and Carmelo, well, hell, all of these, listen, all four of the boys I just named, Kendrick, Carmelo, Jason, and Nolan, all the white boys involved in this have very rich and powerful family members. Jason had an uncle that was FBI. Kendrick Johnson, those two boys,
their fathers. Was an FBI agent.
Was FBI. In this case with Nolan, one of the boys' moms is a judge. In Carmelo's case, Ken Paxton's involved.
There's another guy named Fallon. I think I sent it to you.
Fallon is
is a representative.
Senator.
Yeah.
He's a congressman. His son goes to school with Austin and Hunter. They were football teammates.
Yep.
It's almost like a ritual. It feels ritualistic. It does.
It does. I want to say something real quick. You mentioned Mary Neal. She passed away. And then Brian passed away. And this, the Kendrick Johnson happened in, was it 2013?
I can't even remember.
I can't remember when Kendrick Johnson's, I think it was like right behind Jason, because Jason happened in 2011. So like they were right behind each other. And then both in southern states.
All over southern states.
Yeah, in southern states, right? And it's all, white boys. Yeah. Yeah, I was so obsessed. You know how Tavares does this? He says he sees where he gets from. It's very honest that he says that, because I was the very same way about the Jason Smith story. I was so obsessed with that case. I ate everything I did was back to that case because I kept seeing Jason. I kept seeing my son being Tavares, something like that happening to him. But I know Tavares know how to swim. That's the only thing different. But losing a child is crazy. And I was so obsessed with that. We did everything we could to make sure that story got out there. And it was a lot of work and it's a lot of draining, emotional draining of doing all that work and being called a liar and doing all the research and saying it's not true when they had people. We could go to different areas. Like, I don't know what it's called. It's almost like Reddit, right? Reddit, the Reddit where people talk back and forth. Well, we went on another rabbit hole. We did a rabbit hole research and we found other people talking about it on a back end thread. And they had admitted that these boys did that. And we wound up with a conversation. We were all on the three-way. And Bruce was on the phone with us. Bruce got a phone call. And the phone call Bruce had, he put it on speaker so we could hear it. And the phone call we heard was the mother of Clayton Sutton says, my son didn't kill that nigger. Ronald King did. That's what she told Mr. Bruce. And we all heard it. We was like, oh. So you need to stop telling people that my son killed that nigger. He didn't kill that nigger. Ronald King did that. So we, when I say we've been in the trenches with this stuff, we've been in the trenches. Yeah. And we got the threats, we got the whole 9 yards, but it never stopped us from doing the work.
Yeah. So I do want, like I said, I want to carve out time during each episode. Here. Hold on, let me play this real quick.
Validity. Keyword. Because the motherfuckers is lying.
Get over there and sit down. Go sit down.
Now she's pointing out the fact that people are starting to question the validity of the information surrounding the missing Mississippi 18-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
This is before he was found.
Mm-hmm.
But they kept on switching up the stories. Mind you, all them boys lawyered up immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They kept on switching up the story about what happened. And now, as of right now, is being ruled as a drowning.
That's what they did with Jason. They said it was an accidental drowning. And then
they didn't. It's a ritual.
Yes. Drowning or, whenever the hanging happens is suicide. We don't commit suicide by hanging. But that's what they keep saying. So when you say drowning, Monroe was the only one who covered it. And Monroe had a little blurb in the newspaper about him. And they had a little blurb that they mentioned it on the radio, on the news. Other than that, you never even heard about Jason Smith.
Nope.
That's the crazy part about it. He wasn't important enough to make it a big story because they didn't want a lot of attention on that story. Because if you would have had a lot of attention on that story, a lot of things would have came, uncovered.
Right. Right.
So we hired a private investigator to actually help us with finding the information.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, let me tell you something, folks. This was a great show. I'm not even gonna lie. This was a high quality show.
It was definitely good.
Yeah. High quality show. I am going to
Did you put the comments up on the screen?
Yeah. They're on the screen now.
No, there's no comments on the screen.
That's probably because you can't see. But the comments are on the screen.
Oh, you talking about over there in that little square? Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
So let's see. It was most definitely planned. Yes, absolutely. Miss Velma said, "Did those boys get away with that?" Absolutely, they did.
Yes, they did. They sure did. One of them moved away. He moved to Alabama. Clayton Sutton moved to Alabama, I think, and got married and had a kid or something. That was the last time I heard, and I can't remember what happened to Ronald King. I think he's kept getting into trouble. I think even until his adult life. Ronald King was the bad seed. He would have been. He's a version of Austin and the Metcalf boys.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I feel like it's a rite of passage for some of them people.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be. Yeah.
Sacrifice. Go ahead and read the names.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a second. You know me, I'm always doing something. Thank you, Miss Dixon. Miss Bell, you missed last night. Miss Finley missed last night, and the whole crew missed last night. But Miss Dixon always show up for me. Do the damn thing. So thank you, Mr. Scott. Thank you, Miss Dixon. Thank you, Mr. Turner. Thank you, Miss Jacobs. Thank you, Miss Berard. Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, Miss Jacobs.
Susan,
yeah.
I said, hey, Miss Agnes.
Tell Miss Agnes we said hey. The group says hey. Miss Bell, thank you. Mr. Mercer, thank you. Miss Tom, Miss Lynn, we miss you. Miss Coleman, hey, Miss Coleman.
Coleman said, why did those white boys and their family? That's okay, baby. They didn't delete nothing that we didn't. I'm telling you, when I tell you I got a crack team of people that as soon as this case broke, they already, because of our experience with Carmelo, we already knew what to look for, where to go, what to get. We got it all. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
We got it all. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me make sure I get everybody.
Somebody said no electricity till 10.
Damn.
10 what? It's 10 now.
Miss Battles, thank you. She said, I see this with my ex-daughter-in-law. She thinks it's okay for my granddaughters to be with those little white girls. I say, hell no. It's not cute. I don't care what nobody say. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's dangerous. Excuse me. Yes, they did. Okay, it was definitely planned. Yep. She said, why did the white boys and their family delete their online accounts?
I read that one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they typically do.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they do. Yep. Dog, you didn't have electricity until 10 yesterday? Oh, okay. I apologize.
I have no electricity until 10. That's okay.
Yeah.
All you have to do is run it back.
Yeah, she can go look. You can go look at it on YouTube. I put it on YouTube, so you can go look at it on YouTube, Miss Bell.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about our class. I don't know what you're talking about, Tavares. I'm talking about my first Monday ritual.
Your class was at 10?
No, my class was at 7. She was telling me she didn't have lights. Yeah, she said she didn't have lights. That's why she couldn't attend the class.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gave
you all in my business, bro.
I wouldn't have gave no excuse. It just would have been what it was.
Of course, that's why you ain't invited to my class. But yeah, you can go back and check it out, Miss Bell. And that goes for everybody. Y'all can go check it out on my YouTube channels at Salita B. You'll see it on there. But yes, got you. I got you. That's cool. It's no big deal. You can go watch it again. Yeah. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. She said, stop it. She talking about you, Tavares. But yeah, this was a great show, you guys. Y'all got me all excited. Just thinking about Jason Smith again, because that was something. Whew, that was something. What else I wanted to say? But thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, really, for sure. You know that already. We really appreciate you guys. every time we turn on this show, the stream, you guys are right there, and we very much so appreciate every moment of it. Every time y'all show up and y'all show out, and we love that about y'all. We definitely do.
Numbers tomorrow.
Huh?
I can't wait to see these numbers tomorrow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, listen, if you're watching us and we're not live, you're not watching us live. Let me tell you something. You need to start getting here at 8:30 on the random days that we go live. No, we'll be back Thursday. On Thursday we'll have Brother Scott. He'll be on, and we'll successfully. We're trying to build you guys a map to voting in this next election. We're trying to build an actual usable voting ballot card for you guys that watch this show. And so far, we got Malcolm Lawrenson for mayor, and we got Greg Scott for councilman at large. Now, we're going to have to do something if somebody from District 4, if they got that one strong candidate, as Nat says, we can't wait. We want to see them succeed.
It's not District 4, it's District 2.
It's District 4. Because Lizzie's up.
Oh, Lizzie and Gary Clark is up.
Gary Clark is up. So we need somebody like Miss Linda Bell to take Gary Clark's place.
Yep. That's right.
Put the word out for Malcolm and stand with him. Listen, I can't wait till we further in the campaign. I can't wait till they have a forum. And Jock Roy is going to have to stand on all the bullshit he's said and done.
Jock Roy ain't going to show up.
Jock Roy is going to have to show up or else he's not going to win.
Okay.
Or he's not going to have a chance at winning.
Okay.
See, one thing I know about white folks, they love a martyr and they love a fighter. Right? They don't care if Donald Trump doesn't know his elbow from his asshole. They just like the fact that he shows up and he says shit. They just like it. They love it. They don't care what he's saying. They don't care. I seen one lady talk about, it was like, yeah, if Donald Trump said all Democrats are evil, the lady was like, yeah, I'm totally with that. It's Trump and then Jesus Christ. Oh no, she said it's Jesus and then Trump. I was like, what? So these folks, they don't care. They don't care what these people say, right? They just like the fact that they show up, and right. So what is it? What are the optics, right? Jock doesn't show up to a forum, and so far we only got 2 black candidates, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jock doesn't show up to the forum, and you're going to give the full spotlight to 2 black people, one of which hands you your ass every single city council meeting? No, sir. You're going to have to race this time. And like Malcolm said, you're going to have to work hard, son. You better bring a hard hat, a lunch, a top hat, a bow tie, one of your extra hunting vests. You better bring your flask. You better bring your little necklace with the thing on it so you can pull it out and do the thing with the thing on it. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You better get all the help you can, Jock. Malcolm's about to put BTA. And I feel like he can do it. He does it to you every single council meeting. He gets all the way under your skin. And you end up losing the plot. So I can't wait.
He really about to be mad at these next council meetings.
Oh, he's not going to, but he can't show it. You see, white supremacy is being unbothered, right? That's the magic of white supremacy. They have to appear that they're unbothered by the goings-ons. Even if they're down by 1,000,000 points, white supremacy still believes they can win. And so, with that being said, just get ready. This one's going to be a doozy. This one's going to be one for the history books, folks. We're going to finally get a black man.
Hey, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. So listen, I don't know if I sent you something. I sent you that Nolan family hired Ben Crump.
Yeah. Ben Crump's got his he's got Miss Cluse on Carmelo's case, and he's working this case, and we give Ben Crump a lot of shit. I hope he gets this shit right. I hope he gets it right. I know Miss Cluse on Carmelo's team, she's around a bunch of very, very well-established black civil rights. One of them is the president of the Texas NAACP. He's also a part of the Innocence Project, which gets wrongfully convicted people exonerated. So Carmelo's got a heavy team behind him. And with the addition of Ben Crump fighting for justice for Nolan, this might be it, folks. This might be our turn. And I'm not talking just hyperbole. I'm talking like this is it. This is when the world gets to see what black people go through. And it's going to be undeniable. You're not going to be able to hide it. If Carmelo didn't give you a small glimpse into how evil and how demonic this American justice system can be, they made a backroom deal not to reveal anything negative about the twins in a case where Carmelo was literally defending himself from bullies. And they took out the key element of the case by saying that they weren't allowed to question whether or not those boys were bullies. And then they waited till the last day of the trial to renege on the deal. That's the DA, Collin County, Texas's DA's office. Bill Werski and Greg Willis, who are also in 2022 also accused and settled out of court of sexual harassment in the workplace. That's right, folks. They were using the DA's office to harass women sexually. And they had to settle out of court for $1.75 million. That was just in 2022. And Greg Willis went on to run again and win. Run unopposed, as a matter of fact. And if you think there's something wrong with our justice system, absolutely. It's the people that are ensuring that it works. That's what's wrong with our justice. They're making sure that it does not work in our favor. They're making sure that justice does not get provided and extended to black folks. I gave you 4 different cases of 4 black young men, 2 of which are dead, 3 of which are dead. And the only one alive is Carmelo. And he's fighting for his freedom right now. All because of white boys. And it's not a coincidence. It's not. It's not a happenstance. This is the system as we know it. So I can't wait. I feel the change is coming. And I wonder who's not going to be ready for the change. Because those who ain't ready for the change, they're going to get left behind in the dust. And whether that's Jock, whether that's Gary Clark, or whether that's Jim Villard, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And I hear those rumblings of them trying to recall Cynthia Perry. If y'all are really going to go through with that, make sure you got all your T's dotted. Make sure you got everything together, because it's embarrassing when you try to recall somebody and you fail. It's an embarrassment. And a little side note, y'all better leave these people alone, because while you sitting up here talking shit about them on Facebook, talking about how many millions of views you got, these people are literally on BET. It's a big difference.
You need to stop.
I am going to stop. But this lady literally just went on BET and had the BET experience. Her office is she has a room for her shoes. She's about what with mama. Oh, peak everything. I'm telling you, people, leave people alone. Being relevant only works if you're doing something for the good. But if you out here just trying to clout chasing all this other shit, man.
But you know, one thing I don't like, 10, is I'm not feeling these hip hop rap video vibe text videos that they've been putting out. I'm really not feeling that, because if that's what you showing me that you doing with my money, then you know what I'm saying? You moving like you the damn president or something.
What you talking about?
I mean, there's a lot of the women that have tax businesses. They doing a lot of like music video type promotion. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, listen, they trying to get business. They drumming up business. Some of it, they trying to
I mean, they definitely hitting their target audience. That's what
they definitely hit their target audience. I don't know what I'm gonna cap about that one. That target audience is being hit like a mofo. But damn, son. Anyway, if you're watching this tomorrow, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the bell to know when we go live. And do the thing that do the thing. So we're going to be supporting Malcolm. We're going to be supporting Greg. And we're going to be supporting ourselves. And we're going to keep this train rolling. When we come back Thursday, we're going to talk more about Melo. We're going to talk with Brother Greg. And we're going to talk more about the city of Alexandria. And we're just going to talk. It's a talk show. It's a podcast. It's a Black Agenda podcast. So we're out of here, folks. Say good night, everybody. Hello. Y'all are the worst co-hosts.
What?
Ever.
Good night.
I said good night.
Jesus.
People gotta do everything on his time.
I know. You hear how he talking to us? Like he own us or something. I like that music.